Hey, what's up, you amazing hackers? Hope you're all doing well today. So, you guys know that I am a little bit of an API hacking enthusiast. I love hacking APIs, right? And I love building my own tools because I'm a stubborn bastard. Well, mixing those two brought me to Hexert Brute. And what is Hexert Brute, you might be wondering? Well, Hexert Brute is my API testing tool. I call it my API Surface Explorer, and basically this is to find API attack surface. The whole idea is that thing is a hybrid GUI CLI, so you can use it in GUI mode, you can use it in CLI mode if you really want to, or you can this thing. Basically, you can use both if you really are an enthusiast. What does this thing do? Basically, it enumerates API endpoints and parameters. You might be thinking there's so much out there already that does that. And while you're correct in that, I tried to load my tool up with features which I found extremely useful, and I can now just really easily build in myself. So, why did I choose Hexpert over any other API discovery tools? Why did I make this? Basically, we have a surface drift radar. And what's a surface drift radar? Basically, Hexpert is going to baseline every environment locally that you're testing, then live flags any new things, any status change things, so that went from 403 to 200 or whatever, or any vanished endpoints, so you can spot release drift before it lands in production. That's one of the features that I really wanted to have in here. I also have high signal previews. Every time you're going to do something, there's going to be a syntax word preview letting you triage any JSON or text response in seconds without having to juggle the separate HTTP client. So you can just work with your goals in here, in the tool itself. Recursive intelligence. Basically, if you have a parameter, right, what am I saying? If you have a endpoint, right, there's you have your folders in that. You have your folders in the path. Basically, this thing is going to recursively look for all your folders and then files within it. That's what I mean with that. So responses that look like HTML get parsed automatically as well. That's also something we put in here. Anything that looks like HTML, will draw it in, will pull all of the different paths from it, and will schedule those without having to do anything for you. So just click and go. That's the whole idea. Rapid iteration controls, fine tuning threads, timeouts, recursion, they're basically just options. That's what I have here. Options, a lot of them. As well as extension permutation. So if you're fighting like a target that has a lot of PHP on it, then you can add that as an extension. Or if you're looking for backup files or whatever, you can add that as an extension that is going to look for just a few things that I added as an extra bonus. The command center workflow is set up where you can run multiple scans at once, rename tabs, monitor the HUD, color code statuses at a glance, export to CSV or JSON, or copy hits directly for follow-up testing. Then this thing is headless ready. Basically, it runs with a CLI built into it. If you want to run this in a cron job or whatever, or in a pipeline, you can. And I've thought of you in that regard. Uh, and offsite pre-flight is also a cool one. Before you hit scan, right? Before you run our tool, basically we'll do some a little bit of auto discovery. We'll look for Swagger OpenAI documentation. We'll look for GraphQL introspection targets, well-known security.txt files, and robot.txt for some low-hanging fruit. Just so you don't have to worry about that. Isn't that fantastic? Then we've put in 10 features which you guys asked for because we've been developing this for a little while now. Basically, you can you can mix different request methods when you click scan. You can do get, post, head all through each other at the same time. It'll just cycle through the verbs, going through them, doing the requests that you tell it to do. The header loadouts as well, if you want to have custom headers, so any login, any API keys, any authenticated, any experimental origins, you can add that in every request. So if you are pen testing and somebody asks you to always add a header, you can do that in our tool. Then recon jitter control, add a random delay between requests to mimic humans. Basically, if we look too much like a bot, we might get flagged and we might get like blocked, right? A lot of you guys have been asking this. If I attack the same target with the same location, don't I look too much like a bot when I get banned? We put jitter control in there. Basically, it puts a little random delay between each requests based on the parameters in the jitter control. Then we have correspondence configuration, radar as well in there, Intel path extraction. So basically, JSON and text previews are parsed for /API style paths, which are automatically queued for follow up, enumeration, inside scope, and devs limit. Then we have latency radar built in there. So basically, each response is timed, highlighted, and then graphed in the HUD. So you like any denial of service response timeouts, performance issues, they stand out more. That's the whole idea behind that. Header intel analysis, then server X powered by authentication and proxy headers are called out automatically to accelerate tech fingerprinting and parameter mapping. So that's also an important one, I would say. Then we have secret sniffing as well. So what this thing will do is it will give me just a second. There you go. So the preview pane flags JWTs, AWS keys, API tokens, any other credential patterns as soon as they appear. This is just based on a stupid regex. Why do I say a stupid regex? Because it's dumb. It's not 100% guaranteed that you'll find everything, of course. It's just that the basic regex expressions are in there to find these types of secrets. Then directory exposure watch as well. If a slash gives you a full directory exposure, we look for that. And rate limit and off mapping. So any 403 responses, 500, 401, whatever, we map those contextually so you can see. If you want to quickly just go and get started, all you have to do is download our tool. Then these are the requirements, requests, and pillow. That's it. You can just pip install those requirements. I believe Tincter as well. I may have left that out. I'll add that later. But Tincter is used for the GUI automation in here. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. I've built this tool. It's supposed to be a little bit useful. I hope it's useful for you. Please be useful. So let's see. Do I have that in here? /expert brute. I probably don't because I have that on my other laptop now. Why don't I clone that for a moment? Do I have everything that I need on here? Let's just see. Let's just get clone my own repo and see if I don't have anything. I can just install what I need anyway, right? So that's the whole idea behind it anyway. Expert brute, and then we can do pip3, no, python 3, I mean python 3, and then what files was it? Main in this one, yeah, main. Okay, main.py. There we go, look at it in all of its freaking glory. Glorious. So here's the recon lab that I was talking about. I'll work on those word lists. The one that are in here, these are not custom word lists from me, they're from sec lists. But I'll work on making some custom word lists to put in here. And this thing's going to download these things when it needs them. So in here you can see it downloaded that API recon word lists. And here you can see, like we said, in a nice tree view, you can see your API endpoints appear. Then if you want to explore for parameters on a single endpoint, you can, and like we said here as well, I'll show you guys later how to do the multiple ones at the same time, but you can, for this also, once here we have a parameter word list of different types of parameters that you could be looking for. We'll add more in there, but I just want to know, is this tool something that you like? Is this something that you would want? Something that sounds interesting to you? If so, please let me know in the comments below, because I would love to spend more time on it. I would love to rehook this up into Burp Suite, add more things to it so it's an actual proper useful tool in all situations where you have a bunch of word lists in the same tool. Is this something you guys would want? If it is, let me know and I can work on that. Thank you so much, amazing hackers. I hope you enjoyed. This is an open source tool. You can find it in the description below. I'll see you later. Bye bye, amazing hackers.